Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Brunson.
And I am S. Foster.
And this is the Viewers Anonymous podcast where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. What's going on with you, my guy?
Man, you know how it be. Same shit, different day. But happy and glad to be back in the lab for another episode. I think this is gonna be one of those ones, man. You know, I don't say that shit a lot, especially like before we start, but you know, we had a little switch up. And it's my fault. I'm gonna take responsibility for it. I got excited when we were doing the list last week and I jumped ahead of myself. And but I'm doing all right though, man. Feeling all right, man. How about you, man? How you feeling?
Man, I am feeling amazing. A little tired, but outside of that, bro, everything is straight, man. I ain't really got no complaints. I'm waiting for the good movies to come out, so I go to the movies again. So that's pretty much about it.
Well, two things to rebuttal on that. Number one, I'm really thinking about going to see. Is it Oppenheimer? That's what it is.
I can't wait for that.
I'm tempted to go to the movies to go see that. And number two, being tired. Yo, let me tell you something, man. Like I have not been sleeping well. Like these last probably like 2 weeks. I'm talking about, man, your boy been waking up at fucking 4 a.m. for no reason and shit. Like I have been tired myself, man. I haven't been able to get the greatest rest. But so I definitely feel you on that one. But I do want to tell the audience it's my fault for why we're not doing what we said we were doing on the Coming Soon. Because I jumped ahead of myself and I thought that the Crowded Room was done. And these motherfuckers got 2 more episodes. So I know we told y'all we were doing the Crowded Room on this episode. And it was my fault because I jumped the gun when you told me that you watched all. Well, I think that's what threw me off because you said you watched all the episodes, and I'm thinking like, yeah, they're done, and you meant to just say I watched all of them. I ain't say yeah, and I jumped the gun. So, but I think what we got today, this is gonna be hard. I'm telling you, I'm gonna fuck with this list. I mean, it's not even really like a list. It's just, I guess everything had to be made out as a list, but I don't have this shit in like order to where it's like, yo, this one is the best or the worst or whatever the case may be. I just got some shit jotted down, but I'm excited about this one. I think this is gonna be a good show and a good topic.
I agree. Man, it's I think to me, these are the type of episodes that I really enjoy because we don't really get a chance to do episodes like this. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when we do get a chance to do episodes like this, especially like on topics like this makes it fun because there's so much we can cover and talk about and get into. So I'm excited for this one, bro.
Man, that's what's up, man. I am too.
Absolutely. So to get this thing started off, man, you know what I'm saying? We need a little sound. Let's go ahead and get it going, man. So before we do that, we got to get into it. Favorite segment. We call this What We Watching. For those who don't know, this is where we give you extra tidbits from, you know what I'm saying, the movies and television shows that we watch outside of the episodes that we cover. So let's get into it. You ready?
Yes, sir.
Go.
What we watching?
All right, so what you got, bro?
All right, so I only got one this week because I've been watching a lot of older shit. But the one that I got that's new, it's a Amazon Prime show I've been trying to get you to watch for years. This is the final season. They said that this is the final season, so we're gonna get some closure on this, and that is Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime. You know what I'm saying? Quit calling him that, man. He's a serious like CIA agent, man. But nah, like this season, man, like they got the triads in here, man. They got Mexican cartels in here. He had to drop down from his director position that he had because he felt that he was like a threat to the operation. Like there's a whole bunch of shit going on. And then like so I told you Wendell Pierce is in here. He's
Yeah.
like his like right hand man and shit. And like they'll bring a little bit more of his story in this one because like he got like this little beef with his son because well him and his wife, you could tell like they broken up and like he's trying to like she's like letting them come back around and like have dinner and shit like that to try to fix the relationship with the son. And like he showed up to a football game and then he got the phone call when Jack had stepped down from his position and now they want him to fill the position. So he got to get back in the car and leave. So his son is like, damn, you come to the game, you don't even watch me play. So like
Yeah.
his son is being resentful because he's not giving him time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they brought in not John Cena. What's that motherfucking name? No, Michael Pena. He's in this
Oh,
season. Yeah, he's in this season. And at first, you thinking he's like with the bad people, come to find out like he works with the CIA. So it's a whole thing. But I'm only 3 episodes in so far. It's starting out pretty good. If you into those type shows, man, it's a really really good show. And like I said, we're gonna get the closure this year because this is the final season. So I've been invested for a while, man. Even though I think season 2 was my favorite season, but I'm gonna
yeah.
see how they close this out to see if they really on their game. But that's what I'm watching, and it's season 4, the final season of Jack Ryan.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So, for me, I have a show on Apple TV. It's called Foundation. I'm only like 2 or 3 episodes in so far, but it's like a show that's set in the future. Um, I is it. I don't really understand it yet because there's so much
Mhm.
going on. But I mean, it's interesting as hell. It don't really have like no major star or anything in it. So it's like a brand new cast for me, like brand new people. So I'm still trying to, you know what I'm saying, learn them and see if I know them from somewhere, stuff like that. But so far so good. It's like I said, it's set in the future. It's like space exploration. They going from like planet to planet, shit like that. So check it out if you guys get a chance. And then I also finally got a chance to see Kevin Hart's reality check stand up on Peacock. Um and it was decent. It was decent. It was decent. Nothing. It didn't. Nothing really stood out. He had
Mhm.
some funny moments in there, but yeah, it was decent.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about it, man.
I mean,
So,
I saw it on there. I strolled past it.
yeah.
I don't know. I might watch it. I might not. I did watch. I did finish what you brought up. I believe last week
Mhm.
that was it Muscles and Mayhem.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I finished that.
Fire,
I finished
fire
that. Yeah. So I rock with it.
for sure, man. Oh, and I also seen 65. By the way,
Oh,
too.
you
I forgot.
did? Was it any good?
Yeah, it's
I'm,
all
I'm,
right.
think- I'm thinking about watching it tonight.
Yeah, Adam Driver is tough because like usually you have those movies where like the actor is by themselves in the mainly in the movie, so they don't really got like no co-star to really feed off of, so they really got to put their skills to the test. It's interesting in 65 because he has a co-star, but because it's a young girl that he's trying to save, like, and then they don't speak the same language and shit. Like, he still kind of has to carry everything, like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
really she don't really stand out for the movie. She's the most important part of the movie, but because he's the focus point, like he really has to carry it out, like he's the only actor in this movie. But it's pretty good, interesting concept, by the way, too. So
Okay.
I definitely fuck with it, but yeah, it it's different. I give them that. They definitely put something together, and it's a super creative movie. So I give them that. It's good though. Definitely go watch that. I watched that on Netflix, by the way.
Yep. Okay.
So all right, man, we getting into it, man. Like as I said, we had to change up the show real quick. So we doing the top 10 movie deaths, or our favorite top 10 movie deaths.
Should we word it like that though? I don't know if we can call it favorite. Like
Well,
I looked at it more like tragic movie deaths. Like
yeah,
that's
okay.
how I kind of looked at it. Like the
I'm
ones that kind of like
that make more sense.
affected me. You know, I don't know if I want to call it that.
It is crazy. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah. So the most top 10 tragic movie. That does sound a lot better. So you know what I'm saying? If you guys already on the show, you already know how we do. Sometimes we have the honorable mentions. And other times we just go with the flow. If you're not new, I'm sorry, if you are new to the show, then just to let you know, every list that we have, because we cannot just come up with 10 whatever the list is, we always
Yeah.
have extras. Always. I don't understand why, but we always have extras because there's so many to choose from. And at this point, I think this is the most I've never watched so much TV in my life, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. At this point, I don't even if it's outside the pie half the time, bro, I'm not even watching TV. Like, I start watching YouTube now. Like this, it's ridiculous, bro. We really watch a lot of movies and television, and the funny part is like I throw on like a show that I've seen 1,000 times and just let it play in the background now. Not even
I
paying
do
attention.
that.
Just because I need the TV on, just to have it on for some reason. But
Mhm.
yeah, like unless I'm really watching something for the show, then it's like yeah, or unless it's like something new that I ain't seen yet. But outside of that, bro, I'm like there's nothing for me to watch on here.
I feel you, and it's gonna stay that way. And that's a
Yeah.
great segment into something we want to speak about before we got into the list. Is that now the actors have joined the writers' strike,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're paying attention, it's for me, it's more like some of the podcasts I listen to, like
Yeah.
they have like a couple of segments on it. So it's not like I am, head first, like seeing like everything that's going on. But
Right.
like I've heard somebody talking about if you look at like the lineup, like NBC, CBS, and shit like that, there ain't a lot of shit on there. Or
Yeah.
they're rerunning a lot of things because now they said this is the first time I think since the 60s where the actors have joined the writers. I
No,
think 60s or 70s.
I think it was a little bit later than that.
Really?
Yeah, because
Um,
they just had a strike. I want to say I don't know if it was both of them or maybe it was the
I
writers.
think it's I
They
think
just,
it's I think this they were separate. I think because
yeah,
from
yeah.
what I heard, like this is the first time they both were doing it for a
Okay,
while.
because I know it
And
was a strike maybe like 6-7 years ago.
yeah, yeah, but I don't think it was both.
Okay, so it might have just been one of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And from what we hearing, man, they saying it's bad. They are
Yeah.
far apart. And
Uh,
they was just saying like as far as like new content, they're like, yo, we might not be getting as much new content as we would hope.
Shit, we might
So
not get any, bro. Like unless it's already been produced, it might just be out of here. Because I know Severance is on delay. They was halfway through recording and they're on the delay now. So see the next season of Severance is gonna be super late. Um I know they were talking about a few other shows, but this is the interesting thing. So this is only going on in LA.
yep.
And like, yeah, that's the excuse me, that's like the Mecca, of course. That's where everything, you know what I'm saying, um, is gonna go. But this is only in this spot. So the truth of the matter is, like, right now, Atlanta, Canada, New Zealand, like all of them can really eat right now because none of them are
New
that I
York too.
yeah, New York, Texas as well. But I like none of them that I'm hearing of, or maybe I'm misinformed. but I don't think that they're a part of the. I mean, I know some of them are a part of SAG and some of the writers and stuff too, but I don't think none of those guys are on strike because I'm starting to see some shows that's coming. Like they're supposed to be doing the Mr. and Mrs. Smith show, and Donald
Yeah,
Glover is a part of it. And I'm like, well, that means that that was recently recorded and made, so ain't no telling how that's gonna play out. Because I think it's on Amazon Prime or it's coming out on Amazon Prime. But I'm like, well, if it's a strike, then that I'm thinking that probably wouldn't even be a thing yet. But I don't know where it's being recorded. I'm assuming it's being recorded in Atlanta because it's Donald Glover.
Mhm.
So I don't know, man. This is a tough one because I know a lot of the movies that are coming out are already like lined up, but my thing is that what happens because I know like right now, like you saying, like a lot of the shows and I mean a lot of the stations are showing reruns and everything else. But what happens towards the end of this year going into next year? That's what I'm looking at. Like we may be missing a very substantial amount of content going into this next year.
We could be, but then at the same time, like I don't see any of like, for instance, like the Power Universe. All of their shit is they still recording, they still putting out shit. It ain't stopping. I don't think Tyler Perry's stopping anything that he's doing in
I,
Atlanta.
yeah,
I
I
think,
highly doubt that.
yeah, I think a lot of that shit is still going to be cooking. So I think that what it is like stuff like award shows
Yeah,
and things like that. Like a lot of that shit is gonna start because like all of that stuff is based off of new content.
yeah. Because remember,
So
he didn't even have a host.
yeah, so it's like if there's not going to be any new content, like what is the next year's image going to look like? What
Yeah.
is um I mean, you still can have the Oscars, but
Mhm.
like I don't know, man. And for me, all I look at it as is like there, like as much content as I do watch, I haven't been able to still watch everything. There's still some shit out there that I have not seen. So it's just like if we're not getting any new content, I could just catch up on a lot of shows that I've been thinking about watching or things that I got on my list and be like, you know what, I can finally get to this and really pay attention to it. And I have no problem like I told you in less than a year's time, I had rewatched The Sopranos. Like I was
Right.
like, I just fucked with that show, and like I've rewatched Luther a couple of times. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, so there's some shows that I could definitely go back to that I don't have an issue with. But
Oh
um,
man. Speaking of, my mom is a Luther fan too. She didn't even know it was a movie out.
man, listen, man, look, that
I just got her hit.
that's my joint. That's my
Yeah, I
joint.
just got her hit to the movie.
Yeah, man, the movie was dope. I did a podcast on that the day after I watched
Yeah.
that shit.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, like I just think that it sucks. And look, I don't know how the streaming shit works. I know that it sucks. Like we got what I'm saying, a small bit of it, and the
Mhm.
way that it looks is kind of like because like when Anchor stopped doing what they was doing, but basically we were getting like a dime a plate.
Not even. We was getting a
Uh,
penny to play.
Like it was yeah, you're right. It was more like a penny, and it was this streaming shit and this AI shit.
Yeah.
It definitely fucked a lot of stuff up, and it's just like
Yeah.
what they're trying to do. They're trying to figure it out. You got this stuff of like you hearing things that the AI can write a show in
Well,
10 minutes or whatever.
yeah, from what I'm hearing is that it's not necessarily writing the show, it's really giving you what they well, at least what they were trying to do, because you are right. They do it can literally write a whole show. But I think what they were trying to do was use it to create shows as far as the outline, and then by that, then they'll have like maybe like one or two writers or maybe three get together and then write everything in between off
Yeah,
of whatever is provided on the outline. And to me, don't get me wrong, I think that that's a great idea. However, it can't be every idea. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that's crazy. I feel like if you can add that into what's already being done, then it'll work because then you can go with this show. This was an AI created show. However, this show over here is, a creator inspired show, a creator created show, and then just basically pay them their money. But even with the AI thing, you know, you might be able to, reduce the pay just a little bit because technically they didn't come up with the idea. I think that's the real beef of all of this is like if AI comes up with it, then who's the creator of it at this point?
True. And I think the whole extra thing, I don't know if you heard about that. That is the biggest bullshit I've ever heard in my life. So basically, they saying that what they could do, they can have people come in and they
Yeah.
scan them, and then that's it. So they can, so it's basically they got your scan in the database, and they could
Oh,
just
like
throw you into any movie as an extra, but you don't get paid no extra for it.
right.
That's bullshit. Like
Yeah.
to do that. And there's another thing. I know that this is music, but it goes along with this AI shit. Is the
Yeah.
fact of like they approved like AI Grammys type of things,
Mhm.
where it's like, for instance, you can have somebody use. I use the example that I heard. You know what I'm saying? The Notorious B.I.G.'s voice, but you come up with the words.
Timberland did that.
Yeah, he did do that, but they was talking about this on the Rory and Maul podcast, and
Mhm.
they were saying that even though Mrs. Wallace owned like the rights to his voice, it was something like she could get compensated for it,
Right.
but the song can still win a Grammy, but the person that get the Grammy is the person that came up with the words.
Right.
And so then they got on the whole conversation of, well, what did that do to writers? Because they were just saying people who write songs, they get Grammys for writing songs. There could have been a song that was perfectly written, but the person who performed it, didn't put it on the map or whatever. And it was like it's really a cheat code to use like Biggie's voice
Right.
because his voice could give those words more value. So
Hmm.
it's kind of like, first of all, I think the Grammy should have just stayed out of this shit, all in all. But it's just like, but that's really kind of cheating to just take voices. So basically, somebody can get Drake voice and they can come up with their own words, and then they're like, you know what? Boom, this song won a Grammy. So Drake don't get a Grammy,
Right.
even though he's alive. Drake don't get a Grammy,
Right.
but this song that has his voice, but somebody else came up with the words, but they got a Grammy. It's this whole AI shit, man, is
Yeah,
wild.
it's bogus, man. It's really bogus. Um, and it seemed like it seemed like it's causing a stir. Um, now that the actors are in this, I think that's going to put a lot more pressure on them
Hmm.
because now you don't have anybody to work, and if you don't have anybody to work, and if you don't have the people to create the work, I mean, you really don't have an industry. And imagine how much money they probably losing going through this instead of just upping their pay and giving them what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. That's crazy. Hopefully they get this shit fixed because we definitely need that content for sure.
Yeah, and the last thing I got to add, I think that this could add opportunities for more independent films
Yeah,
where
I
people
agree.
just fund the movie themselves and just
I agree.
throw it out there.
But I mean, hey, that might be what we need. Honestly, that might be what we need. It'll be refreshing. It'll be something new. Um, hopefully, I mean, shit, we might even get, what I'm saying, something epic out of it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of independent films that turned out to be some of the best films that we've ever seen. So
Absolutely. Yeah,
yeah,
man.
tough situation.
Yeah. We'll make sure we keep tabs on that though. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the episodes, just in case something pops up. And we can give you guys some further updates and stuff. So let's do this, bro. Top 10 tragic movie deaths. We're gonna go honorable mention first. And then if you want, we don't have to necessarily go down the list. We could just, bring them up if you want to, or we can go down the list. It's up to you.
For the honorable mentions, just to get them out of the way, I was just gonna ramble through mine.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Give a little background and just keep it pushing.
Okay.
So you want me to go first?
I go first because I only got one. And
okay, cool.
And this is what I was telling you. I'm not sure if we can classify this as a death, and this is why I made this my honorable mention.
Okay.
Because technically he didn't die, but the scene was so it was so raw that it felt like a death. And that's Peter Parker / Spider-Man in Avengers Infinity War, bro. When Thanos snapped and he faded away into the dust, bro. I said, oh my gosh, bro. And that nigga was going, Mr. Stark.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good. Oh man, bro. Like that was that you talking about heartstrings being pulled. Oh my goodness, bro.
Yeah, that was, man. Like I told you, I said, yo, Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Man, listen, him and Derek Luke, boy, them motherfuckers, man, they are movie criers, boy. Like they will have your ass in tears, man. Like
in I can't wait till this season is over, bro, so we can get into this episode. The Crowded Room, I can't wait.
Oh man, did you watch the one that dropped last night or the day before?
I just watched it this morning.
Yo,
he getting busy.
He getting busy.
This dude is putting on a clinic.
Yes, he definitely is.
Yeah, but that's all I got, man. Matter of fact, it's up to y'all out here listening, man, and watching. If y'all think that Peter, I think we'll make this a question on the Spotify. What's the name too? Was Peter Parker? Was that considered a death? Because like I said, I know he came back when they snapped again. So I'm saying, like, do we call that a death? Because I'm not sure. So we'll see what the people think.
I can see why you put it on there though.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna follow up with that, man. One of my first honorable mention that I'm gonna mention, man, to keep the conversation going. Yo, Tony Stark in the Endgame.
Oh man, absolutely.
Hey, I'm telling you, boy, Tom Holland involved again because when he came up, Mr. Stark, and man, he's sitting there, half of his face burnt. I'm like, yo, man, come on, man, not Tony, man, not Tony Stark, man. So that one, hey, that was a rough one for me, man. I hated to see Tony Stark die.
Yeah, that was a great send off, though, man. Like
it was
that contract with MCU. Oh my goodness.
And then and this is why I hate. Like that's the one thing about the era that we live in today is we knew that something was going to happen to him and Chris Evans. They just did it in two different ways because it was out that they both was leaving the MCU work as those characters. So like watching a movie, you're kind of like, all right, we know something's going to happen to these two at some point. And I do hate that. Like there's some stuff I don't mind spoilers on. But when you're watching a movie and you anticipating something happening, that does kind of suck. It didn't take nothing away from it. It's just the fact that we knew something was going to happen. So shout out to Tony Stark, man. That was a tragic movie there for me. Another honorable mention I got, Kane and Menace to Society. I'm sorry.
Oh man.
They got me. Even though we know, we saw him stump out the cousin. You know what I mean? Kane was,
almost gone, bro. All they had to do was finish packing up and it was out of there, bro.
Then they was on their way to Atlanta, man. And he got gunned down because he got the girl pregnant and beat up the cousin, and the cousin came and got the drop on him, man. So it sucked to see Kane die, but you know what I'm saying?
And it's the dude that nobody liked too. I forgot what his real name is.
Yeah, no. Every movie he's a dirtbag.
He was Junior in the Players Club.
Yeah, he raped Ebony. Like
that's what he's the debaucherous characters of all time.
He really is, man. Yeah, man. He's a dirtbag in every film.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the other one I got, this one he actually took his own life, but how he got killed and why he killed himself, man. This is one of my favorite movies, man. I did this shit on 28 Minutes or Less, and it's Odom James, man. From the movie Othello, man.
Yeah.
Mekhi Phifer, man. You know what I'm saying? His friends set him up, make him think his girl cheating on him and shit. And then he ended up killing her, and then found out that the dude played him, and he knew his life was over, and he's ended up taking his own life, man. It was a bad death to watch, man. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much the only black dude in the whole damn private school. And yeah, man, that one it stuck for me, man. So I hated to see him. I hated to see him die in that movie. And the last one I got, because I had 4, is man Creasy, man, from Man on Fire, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, man, that was tough, man. I remember at the time, like all the women in like the time was like, yo, they said that was the sexiest death they ever seen. Like, because it was Denzel. It's like my dude, he's got, I think at this point he had 2 bullet wounds, I believe. So he was already like bleeding out anyway. He did the trade to get old girl back, and gave himself to the dudes, and and then it's like, I'm not that guy, but it's just like there are some people that's like, well, I mean, he was dying anyway, you might as well save the girl. But fuck that, man. I don't care. He could have got the girl, tried to make an escape, get to the hospital real quick, and patch him up, man. But
he was ready to go anyway, man.
He was. Yeah, he was. But it did suck to see him die at the end the way that he did, man. Shout out to Denzel. So those are the 4 that I got, man. My 4 honorable mentions.
All right, man. Them were some good ones. I will give you that. Real good ones. That Kane one, man. I gotta hear your list now. That's a top one. So my number 10, man, is Mufasa, the Lion King. I mean, as a child, man, it broke your heart to see, Mufasa get done in the way he did. You know what I'm saying? Scarred, hating ass, set him up, then threw him off a cliff. You know what I'm saying? Then gonna blame Simba. It was my nigga got ran over by a bunch of fucking, I don't even know what them was.
I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, like it was just a herd of them. I know it wasn't buffaloes. I forgot what they was called, but they ran him the fuck over, stumped him to death, trampled. You know what I'm saying? And his body was just lifeless and limp. And then
I mean, he did have a long fall too. You know what I mean? That fall affected him too.
That was a super dramatic fall, but the fall hurt him. But you know what I'm saying? Like he still was able to get up and try to run, you know what I'm saying, get through there. But oh man, I don't know, bro. That's a tough one for me, bro. Mufasa is the number 10 for me, man.
Well, look, I don't have mine in that type of order because I just, I was just jotting shit down when I thought about it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw mine in there too. I got Mufasa too.
Nice.
Mufasa was, I mean, because if I'm not mistaken, I think Lion King came out in '94. I think. So I was like 9 or 10 when I saw this movie. So yeah, I cried like a motherfucker. And I was like, yo, man. And then he put it, then, you know what I'm saying? You got the brother who kills his, it was heartbreaking for me, man. And they made it so dramatic. And the Lion King is really one of like for me, it's like the best Disney movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like it affected my childhood to the point to where when I got older and they did the remake, I was like, yo, this is trash. Yeah. Like, y'all should have left this shit alone. But yeah, I got Mufasa.
Live action shit, when they did the shit with the real animals, I tell people this all the time. If you do that right, you gotta animate the animals' faces, bro. I think that's really what it is. They didn't have no facial expression, so it wasn't as relatable as it was when we was kids. Because like nigga, Simba could smile, even though we know lions don't fucking smile. But Simba could smile, so it was like, oh, he happy. You can't tell what the fuck the fucking Beyonce Nala's face is doing. The motherfucker like just a regular line talking. You like, man, is this bitch happy? Is she sad? Like, what the fuck? Yeah, I definitely, I think it's the facial expression thing that fucked that all up.
Yeah, I'm definitely with you. But yeah, I got Mufasa on my list too.
Okay. My next one is Radio Raheem, bro. Do the right thing.
It's the right thing.
That shit was crazy, bro. At the time, you know what I'm saying? It spoke to, you know what I'm saying, the messaging of racism and classism and a whole bunch of other societal issues that was going on. And Spike Lee was pretty much putting the spotlight on those issues. And the death of Radio Raheem with the police brutality thing, that really ended up aging, unfortunately, a lot better than it should have. So,
yeah, Eric Garner.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Radio Raheem was my next one, man. Do the right thing.
Yep, that's definitely a tragic one, man. But what makes it even worse is the fact of, you know what I'm saying, we've seen it happen in real life. You know what I'm saying? In New York. No. Yeah, Eric Garner was in New York. Yep. Yeah. So yeah.
Nonetheless.
Yeah. So that's a good one. I didn't have that one. That's a real good one. So one that I got, I don't know if you ever seen this movie or not. But this is from the movie The Fault in Our Stars, and it's Gus. All right. So you look like you haven't seen it before. So basically, this is a movie. So what's her name? Cheyenne Woodley or Woodley? Yeah, I think that's what her name is. So basically, she has a cancer to where, you know, she's not gonna live long, and so
real quick, is that the one where she wasn't supposed to go outside or something?
No. That's not this. So like, she has a terminal illness. She has to have like this oxygen machine, but she's only like 20 or something like that. So like, she got it set in her mind that she's gonna die young, and there's no reason to, you know, get a boyfriend or fall in love with any of that type shit. So she's going to like these treatments, and then she runs into Gus, and so Gus had ended up just being really dope to her, and like they formed this relationship, and he had an illness too. He ended up getting rid of it, but then it ended up coming back. But like, but her whole thing was, she never wanted to get close to anybody because she felt that like it wouldn't be fair to the other person. And then he always had it in his mind, well, at least you would have love, you know, in your life or whatever. And so his illness had ended up coming back. It came back strong. And so, and like the way they did the movie, like my man, like he knew he's finna die. So he did like his own funeral with her and like two other friends or whatever. And like, so she got to read her what do you call that shit? When you speak at a funeral? Damn, what you call that shit? But anyway, so but man, boy, when he died, boy, it hurt. It hurt. It really did. It's a really, really good. It's a sad movie. It's a really sad movie. But but it's that death though, it was really tragic because like she took that shit hard. Like she lived her whole life to not hurt somebody else, but he was able to convince her like you know what I'm saying, you were loved, and you know you needed to have like that experience that before you die. So I got Gus from The Fault in Our Stars.
I think I may have seen that before.
It got the dude from Baby Driver. He's in that shit.
Was she on a bus or something in one of the scenes? Like when she was leaving, she got on the bus or something like that?
Trying to think. Not sure. They ended up going to Germany, I think. Well, they went somewhere because they went to the Anne Frank joint. The
museum.
Well, you know, they turned that place into a museum.
That's crazy. Never mind. I don't even want to say that. Okay. Okay, I ain't seen that yet. I'm gonna have to check that out. My next one is Maximus from Gladiator, man. You talking about a tragic death, bro? Like, bro, when I say he went all out, he went all out. Killed the king, got his get back for Marcus Aurelius, and you know what I'm saying? The way he went out was on some sucker shit, bro. The king killed him by stabbing him in the back, and then they end up fighting. So the whole time he already stabbed in the back. He already wounded. He had to fight wounded. He ended up killing the king in the end. You know what I'm saying? Avenging Marcus Aurelius' death, who was the king's dad, which is crazy. And he had lost his wife, lost his son, and did it all for, you know what I'm saying, for them. And in the end, man, when they had him floating through the field, and then he finally, in the end, you know, he meet back up with his wife and his son. Yeah, man, I was like, I might have to shed a thug tear for that one, bro. That was painful. That was painful, man. Maximus was a G. So yeah, that's my next one, man. Maximus and Gladiator.
Damn, never seen. I have seen Gladiator. What the fuck am I talking about? We did that. Yeah, I know you're talking about. All right. I know you're gonna feel this one. I know you're gonna feel this. Man, for the next one I got Cleo, man, from Set It Off.
Oh.
Man, I got Cleo, man. Listen, when they had her boxed in, man, she got the cigarette, lit that bitch up, jacked that motherfucker up, and just, man, they pumped so many bullets into that bad boy, man. But you think it's over? No, we ain't done. She popped the door open, tried to take out as many as she could, but and they hit her with that sawed-off shotgun, turned her around. She got the shaking. No, yo, man, that was tragic. That was tragic, man. They get me every time, man.
Who was that? Was that Stoney that was on the train that seen it?
No, Stoney was on a bus. No, she saw Vivica A. Fox die.
Yeah, bro.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, bro. That Cleo one was crazy.
I mean, there's a lot in that movie because her brother, Stoney's brother, you know, that sucked. They must, you know, mistaken.
Oh, girl, she died first.
Yeah.
In the first, the first robbery, wasn't
it? Kimberly Elise. Yeah, she died in the back of the that was in the Explorer.
Yep.
So she died in the Explorer, but I was just meaning like Stoney's brother, you know, he had a champagne bottle and they shot him up. So I mean, there's a lot of deaths that sucks in that movie, but Cleo was the one. Like I don't know because we seen Queen Latifah a little bit more, and it was just she went out like a G, you know what I mean? But it was just like,
she was
for real. Yeah, she was. So man, I got Cleo, man. I got Cleo.
That's what's up, man. So my next one, bro, is Qui-Gon Jinn, from Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. Now, everybody knows I'm partial to the villains. I fuck with the villains. When I first seen Darth Maul, bro, I'm like, this dude is the one. He had the double-edged lightsaber, red, you know what I'm saying? He had the face paint with the horns on, and then he was doing all the tricks with the lightsaber. They using the force on him. Now, they was double teaming him. Him and Obi-Wan Kenobi was double teaming Darth Maul. He was giving both of them the business. And then, boom, Darth Maul hit Qui-Gon Jinn, bro, cut him in half, bro, and that nigga fell down the little hole. Oh, my God. That shit was so sad, bro. I was like, man, that's the first time I felt bad for the Jedis, bro. I was like, that's a horrible fucking death, bro. Like, I mean, he hit him with a smooth ass move too, cut him in half, and my man just looked and then just fell down and his body came apart. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, and I seen that shit as a kid in the movie theater. I was like, that's fucking wild, bro. But yeah, that was a hard one too, bro, because nobody expected Qui-Gon Jinn to go through that, man. And then the crazy part is that was Liam Neeson. Liam Neeson played that character. And yeah, so he was, before he was out here saving his daughter from Eastern Europe. Yeah, the niggas in the galaxy far, far away, defending the universe. You know, that's my next one, man. Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars: The Phantom Menace.
Okay. All right. So this one, it ain't even fair because it's a real life situation. It just
Mhm.
they replay. They just gave us the cinema version of it,
Yeah,
but it has to be mentioned, man. The people need to know and the people need to learn. You know what
I
I'm
already know who
saying?
you talking about. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And that is the great Chairman Fred Hampton
Yeah.
and Judas and the Black Messiah, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that was double tragic to see because it was actually really happened that way. If y'all don't know the case, the Chicago PD and the FBI got sued by the Hampton estate. They was able to prove that there were 99 shots entered into that apartment room, and before they even got there, he was drugged by
Yep.
punk ass Bill O'Neill, and
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying, they went into the room while his pregnant girlfriend is standing there. They was like, "Oh, this looked like a dead something," and then shot him in the back twice. He dead now. So that hurt to watch, man. It hurt to
Man,
watch.
man,
But
that was good. And what's even crazier is the fact that she was pregnant during that whole
yeah,
situation. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chairman Fred Hampton Jr., by the way, man.
yeah,
Lead new Black Panther Party. But that was wild, bro. That was super
yep,
wild. The fact that just knowing that happened, you know what I'm saying, growing up and hearing that story and you know what I'm saying, learning the history about that, but then to find out that, you know what I'm saying, like them actually showing you that it cut even deeper.
yep, yep. So
Um that's a good one. That's a real good one. My next one, man, is Professor Snape from Harry Potter, man. Um, and the reason that it hurt me so deep was because the whole time I thought Professor Snape was a bad guy, and I rooted for him.
of
He
course.
was, yeah, he was played by Alan. Oh, what is his name? Alan. Oh my goodness, what is his name? What is his name? Alan Rickman. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to Alan Rickman. Um, but yeah, I like when you first seen them and they first introduced them on film, like because I didn't read the books, of course I had no idea, but they kind of like portrayed him as, you know what I'm saying, like this dude who was basically, you know, out to get Harry Potter, only to find out like this whole time he was helping this nigga. And I was so disappointed at the end. Cause I'm like, damn, like he made, to me, I felt like he would have made a great bad guy. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, he ended up dying because, you know what I'm saying, trying to fight Voldemort and he who shall not be named. And you know what I'm saying, Voldemort got the best of him and he had to take a L. Sad, sad, sad. But that's what I got, man. Professor Snape, Harry Potter.
Okay. Ain't mad at that one. So the next person I got, I don't know if you ever seen this one, but this shit got me.
Mm-hmm.
I actually did a podcast on this on the 28 Minutes or Less, and the movie is called Remember Me, and the person that died was Tyler Hawkins, and Tyler Hawkins, um, he played. It was what's your boy name? Played Batman,
Which one?
the new Batman,
Um,
Robert Pattinson.
yeah.
So Robert Pattinson, he playing this kid who, you know, him and his dad got a bad relationship. His dad got like this high class job or whatever, and he, you know, keep ignoring him and his sister, and then he ends up meeting this girl by accident. And the only reason he was talking to this one girl was because he got into this altercation with these guys at this bar, and this cop was like giving him a hard time, and come to find out the cop they went to school with the cop's daughter. So like his friend kind of made this bet for him, like to meet this girl. Come to find out, they fall in love with each other. And so then there's a whole bunch of tragic shit that happens. And so what ended up happening, what makes this movie so crazy, is so his dad started to turn around a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, actually being a dad to his kids, because he was a college age and his sister was like in middle school or whatever. And so he was supposed to meet his dad at his office, and his dad was taking his little sister to school. So he's like super happy because he knew that would make his sister's day.
Right.
And so what makes this movie so crazy and what makes his death so wild is because at the bottom, like they're in like a classroom, and this camera pans to the chalkboard, and it says Tuesday, September the 11th, 2001. And so then it goes to old dude, and he's standing at this window, and he's looking out the window, and so the camera pans out from the window away from him, and then you see that he's in the fucking World Trade Center. And he's one of his dad worked in the World Trade Center, but he wasn't there because, and then he had already lost a brother.
Right.
When his brother was 21 years old, his brother hung himself. So he had just turned 21. And it was just so crazy because when I first watched the movie, I didn't really know what it was about. Right. And then just to watch that camera like pan out, and then you see it's the World Trade Center, and then you hear like a plane, and then the movie just ends.
Oh, that's crazy.
And I'm like, God, I was like, he finally turned his life around, because he was like a drunk that got into it hit, man, it hit. But then also, you know what I'm saying, with they adding the World Trade Center to it, and we all know how many people passed away from that. So yeah, man, Tyler Hawkins, man, from the movie, man, Remember Me.
Damn, man. I'm gonna have to check that out. So my next one, man, is Ellie Fredrickson from Up, Carl's wife, man. I don't know.
Why you laughing, man?
Because, man, Pixar, they know how to get you, bro. Mind you, this is an animated film. This is supposed to be a kid's movie. Now, the beginning of this movie is where we find out that Ellie dies, right? But the crazy part is that no words are spoken. You just seeing scene by scene what's going on, and it's just music playing in the background, and the music is playing to each emotion, and it's just like everything is happy. They get their little house, you know what I'm saying? They out there doing their thing, they going on dates, and then like it gets to this one part, bro, where they get older, man, and then next thing you know, Ellie ain't there no more, and you like, oh damn, Ellie died, and I'm talking about ain't no words been spoken, no nothing. And it's just like, bro, that might have been one of the most tragic deaths ever, bro. Like literally, I've never been more heartbroken in my life than watching this movie, bro. That was super sad. Like if you go watch this movie now, go watch Up right now. Like they had to put that early in the beginning, bro, because by the time you finish this movie, if that would have hit you at the end, bro, you wouldn't have been able to do nothing with your life.
Damn.
Yeah, man. It's Ellie Fredrickson, man, from Up. That was a horrible death, man.
All right. Trying to think if I ever seen Up. Not sure if I have.
You ain't never seen Up?
I don't think so, man.
Oh man, listen, I know it's a kid's movie, bro, but trust me, if you get a chance, watch Up, man. Up is a great movie.
I got you. I've seen previews of it, definitely.
Yeah,
so I got one. See, because I know I got a few that you ain't heard of, but I got you right here, man. I got you. I promise you, I got you right here.
Okay.
So the next person I got on my list, man, sucks, man. I gotta go with Raheem, man, from Juice, man.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man. Man. Him and Bishop down there. Give me the gun.
Come on,
Bishop done shot him in the chest, even though he had the gun in his pocket anyway. Yo, there's so many like little gems in Juice. Because I seen it when I first seen the movie, nobody had to point it out to me. It's like, yo, he got a gun sitting in his damn front pocket, and he shoots him with a gun in his hand. It's like, but anyway, nah, man, Raheem. Man, listen, man, with Raheem being like the leader of the group and shit, and just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, his best friend, supposed to be his best friend, man, took him out the way he did, man. That was hard, man. Look,
Yeah,
Juice came out in 92. Juice was a movie that I grew up on, man.
yeah.
So when Raheem died, man, it was, man, that shit sucked. I was like, damn, like Raheem was cool, man. And man, you saw we all still fucking crying like a motherfucker. And like, yo, man, Bishop tripping.
Hey man,
Uh,
Jermaine Hopkins, that nigga always crying in the movie.
he is, man.
That nigga cried in How to Be a Player. He always crying in the movie, bro.
Hey, man, he good at it, man.
Yeah.
Man, especially in Lean on Me, man.
Oh man, don't do that.
Smoke crack, don't you?
You want to jump? Then jump, son.
It kills your brain cells, son. It kills your brain cells. But nah, but
now they call me Batman. Hey, bro, Morgan fucking Freeman is the greatest.
Oh man, hey boy, Mr. Clark, what?
That shit was crazy. All right, man.
Oh man,
So my next one, man, is this one hurt me deep. This one cut me deep. I debated on if this should be higher or not on my list, but I think my next ones are my next ones definitely can stay up there. But man, Nikki from Casino, bro.
man, get the fuck out of here, man.
What, man?
He deserved that shit. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, he didn't, bro. He didn't deserve. Listen, he was trying. All he wanted to do, bro, was live the best life possible. He did everything that he had to do. He kept Ace safe. Like he listened to everything the old heads told him. Did he, did he go a little crazy? Yeah. But guess what? Sometimes you gotta rule with an iron fist. And that's what Nikki did. Nikki did what needed to be done. And then to get beat with metal fucking baseball bats and thrown into a fucking ditch that was just out by a fucking cornfield in hot ass Vegas with his brother, nonetheless. Oh, come on, man. Dirtbag shit, man. Nikki, man.
Man, but dirtball, but dirtbag shit is he's fucking Ace wife and fucking up everything. Man, this doesn't surprise me. This does not surprise me at all.
Ace wife was getting fucked by a cokehead before Nikki. At least Nikki was clean.
Well, a pimp, a pimp, yeah. But still,
he was a cokehead.
Yeah, he was. But come on, I am not surprised at all.
Hey man, tragic.
Okay.
Nikki was keeping her clean, by the way.
Man, Nikki was a dirt bag, man.
He was on that shit when she was with the other.
He was on that shit too. Remember the whole scene where they said he used to knock people out with one punch, but he started snorting all that coke, man. He couldn't even knock dude down no more, man.
Oh, girl wasn't on it when she was with him, though.
Man, she was a dirt bag. This bitch tied her daughter up in the bed so she could go be with Nikki.
Yeah. This bitch stole her own shit to give to the pimp for money.
I'm telling you, man, that motherfucker crazy as fuck.
Yeah, that shit was dumb as I'm like, bitch, you living in a life of luxury. You want to go back to the slums?
Yeah. That's funny though. That's funny. I'm not surprised. Yo, you wild, man. Fucking Nikki. All right, man. Nah, I feel you though. I mean, it was a fucked up way to die to be buried alive. Anytime you buried alive and beaten, yeah,
bro. Come on, man.
I feel you. I was debating on how much I wanted to do this, but like, I gotta do it, man. So, we did a couple of years ago. I think one of our greatest episodes. But it was on my platform, the 28 Minutes or Less. We did an episode called The Biggest Snake.
Oh,
and the person that I said was the biggest snake of all time was Ice. And Ice was motherfucking Sonny's uncle and Money Making Mitch brother. And this is a real life thing that's really happened from the movie Paid in Full. I'm talking about Sonny. And Sonny was, like I said, money making Mitch's little brother, was kidnapped by his uncle, and they end up chopping off one of his fingers because Ice was trying to blackmail his nephew to give him some money. You know what I'm saying? He ended up not getting the money, and Sonny ended up dying. And like I said, this is another one of the real life joints. This really happened. Y'all want to know about it? Watch the fucking American Gangster on Alpo. But yeah, man, that so even though we didn't see it,
right, we knew what happened.
Yeah, but we knew what happened, and even Mitch death. That was, you know what I mean, for him to be taken out the way that he was taken out. But the all-time scene, man, was, and I know it sucks, but see, they made a meme of it, and see, that's the problem. They take serious shit and they make a meme out of it. And like, so yeah, when he was in the car, he was like, anybody that looks at me, anybody that owes me money is fucking dead. I'm like, man, why? I'm telling you, B. Like, it's fucked up that they took a serious moment, man, and made it funny. But that was a bad death too, Mitch. You know what I'm saying? He go. The old dude thinking he gonna help him, and he's like, "Oh, you got the money right here," and then he shoots him and kill him, and
you tripping, bro. I'm gonna tell you. I mean, you right about Sonny. Don't get me wrong. That is a horrible death, but the worst death in Paid in Full, bro, is the Kermit the Frog looking nigga when he killed the mom and the sister.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of bad deaths in there, man.
That shit was. It had them handcuffed. What was they? Handcuffed or tied up on the bed?
Yeah, tied up on the bed.
Pow, pow. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit was
and
crazy.
I mean, shit. Even Ace was supposed to be. He got shot in the head. Like he was supposed to be dead too. Yeah, you know. So like, it's Paid in Full. Period. Like there's some bad tragic deaths in there as well. But because the reason why I was like debating the Sonny one, because like, I mean, the character really only had maybe 6 lines. Like, he don't say much,
but it
impacts the movie a lot. So because if it wasn't for Sonny's death, we wouldn't have got Mitch's death. You know what I'm saying? So I got Sonny, man, from Paid in Full. But that's a good input, man. The Ace girl and her mom. You know what I'm saying? Innocent bystanders, man.
Okay. Oh man, listen. If you wasn't in tears when this happened, or at least like sobbing or hitting that deep sniffle before you about to cry, you don't have no soul, man. John Coffey, man, in the Green Mile. Oh my gosh, bro. Now I didn't like the way that they made John Coffey, because he was like this big like slave nigga, but at the same time, he was so gentle. He was like this big ass gentle giant, bro. Like, it reminded me of Lemmy from Mice and Men, bro. Like that type of character. But that was sad, man. You know what I'm saying? He saved what was it? I forgot dude's name, but he saved his wife with the sickness and everything. And then, you know what I'm saying, he saved the mouse, dude's mouse, pet mouse or whatever. I don't know how the fuck that nigga ended up with a pet mouse in jail. But yeah, the pet mouse, he saved him. And I mean, like, he was just doing all this great shit, bro, only to still get executed in the end.
Yep. Man, you want to talk about a movie that got a lot of awards, boy?
As it should. Green Mile is a great movie, bro. I don't know if you know, so like the newer generation has actually like went back and watched it, and you know what I'm saying, like seen it, but that was a great movie. Shout out to Tom Hanks. Shout out to what's his name? Duncan
Clark.
Duncan Clark. Yeah, shout out to him and Duncan Clark, man. They did an amazing job in that movie. I think that a Spielberg movie?
It might have been. I think so. I think it was Spielberg.
That was amazing, bro. And I know that was based off a book too, but the adaptation, I mean, the film adaptation was it deserved every award it got.
Yep, I feel you on that one. So I got one, man. It's actually a movie that we done on here. probably like a year or two ago, and you know, the whole lead up, it made you feel for him when he was an innocent bystander, man. And I'm talking about Zach, man, from Alpha Dog, man.
Oh man.
Man, listen, man, when they took him up there, he realized because what made it crazy was when old dude, because they had took old dude to go help dig the hole or whatever. So he knew what was gonna happen. So they riding and they pull up to the place and like, oh, we're just gonna go up here. And he's talking about, how he's gonna start changing his life and all of this type stuff. And then the one dude give him a hug and he crying, he take off running, and he realized like, and then Justin Timberlake comes down to tell him everything's gonna be okay. And he's like, okay. And I'm like, no, they're gonna kill you. Like, hey, man. And then when he pulled out the gun, he saw he was about to shoot him. He started crying. I was like, yo, man, that's fucked up. And then that's another one, real life. That's a real fucking story. The movie's based on a true story. So, man, that one got to me, man, because it was just like my man got some skins for the first time. He basically got a threesome. Like that was the wildest fucking kidnapping of all time. And for it to end the way that it ended, man, because I honestly believe, and even Justin Timberlake character was like, yo, that dude is not telling on us. Like, we don't give a damn what the police say to him. We gave him the time of his life. He was not going to tell on them. But that sucked though, man. You know what I'm saying? That they killed my man like that. And then what was so crazy, it wasn't even a hole. Like it was like that hole was 2 inches. Like, like what are y'all doing? They were the worst kidnappers of all time.
Let me tell you something, bro. Niggas think digging a hole is easy. That shit's not easy. That's real work, my nigga.
I mean, it is, but what you been doing in your life, man?
No, like I ain't. I'm saying like, so like when I was younger, my grandma she like made a big ass patch in our backyard to fucking like like plant vegetables and shit like that.
Yeah,
and she would stay with us every now and then. So, you know what I'm saying? Like she was basically showing me how to grow food and garden and all that type stuff. So you know what I'm saying? I had to till the dirt and all that, but after we got done, like you had to dig holes, bro. When you gotta dig like 20 little holes with a spade, it seemed easy after a while. But when it's hot and you doing that shit, nigga, that shit is work. So I can imagine digging like a hole that's fucking big enough
for a human.
Nah, bro. Nah. You know what I'm saying? And dirt ain't easy to move around as you know what I'm saying, as people think it is. So yeah, that's a different move, man. My next one, man. 3 days ago, or 4 days if you're listening to this, his death anniversary came up. You know what I'm saying? My man should have, you know what I'm saying, busted the left when he didn't. Everybody knows the famous scream, Ricky. You know what I'm saying? Ricky, man, boys in the hood. You know what I'm saying? My man was just, supposed to go to the store and do his thing, even though he didn't want to.
Get some cornmeal, man.
Yeah,
go to the store, get some cornmeal.
Yeah, man. He ended up going to the store anyway. You know what I'm saying? And my man was on the way to USC. Probably be a great running back for USC. Probably go to the league, change everybody's life. And man, they did him in, bro. Did my man dirty. Shot him in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Leg in the back.
Yeah, and what's crazy is you talk about memes because the internet don't take nothing serious, bro. They said
no, they don't take nothing serious.
They said this nigga ran a sub something 40, but couldn't outrun a bullet or something. I'm like, bro, these niggas is sick, man. These niggas is sick, bro. But that's fucking crazy, bro. Yeah, Ricky is my next pick, man. Boys in the Hood.
Man, I gotta continue it, man. I got Ricky too, man. Ricky Baker, man.
Hey, man, if we got the same, well, you said you ain't got none in order, but if we got the same, technically number one, This is gonna be crazy because you ain't said this one yet. So I think you might have this one.
I might, because this is only the second one.
Yeah.
So, but nah, man, Ricky was because it's always the innocent dude. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? That's and his death was so impactful, man, because what ended up happening was a trickle down effect. You know what I'm saying? To where, you know what I'm saying, they went and took those dudes out, and then they friends came back and took Doughboy out. So, and then it was just the fact that Ricky was a young father. He was
Mhm.
the dude that we just like. I think another thing that makes it worse was the scene where Furious had took them to teach them about gentrification and all that type of shit. It's like a
Yeah.
light bulb went off in Ricky's head. You know what I'm saying? To
Mhm.
where, and then he had the whole conversation with Trey about going to the army and shit. And he's like,
Yeah.
yo, like, nah, man, like, don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And all this.
Mhm.
So it was like Ricky was starting to finally like see the light, and it's just like, damn, man, it took him out, man. So yeah, man, Ricky Baker, man.
Damn, man. All right, man. Last one. To me, this is the most tragic of all because the only thing she had to do was slide over just a little bit. It was enough room on there for the both of them.
Oh my goodness.
Fucking Rose is trash. But I'm talking about Jack. Jack from Titanic, man. My man was in the freezing waters with that thin ass, cheap ass life vest on that wasn't helping doing nothing. He was freezing the fucking death. Only thing he had to do was she just had to just move over just a little bit, let him get a little bit more bored. And then he just couldn't make it, bro. Then not only that, she pushed him off of that motherfucker and let him float down to the bottom. Like, come on, man. What are we talking about? Like, yeah, Rose is a piece of shit. Never forget that, man.
Oh man.
Never forget that. But I got Jack, man, Titanic.
Well, we don't, but
Okay.
man, but nah. Like, we went over this a couple of times, and we did Titanic, and I was like,
Yeah.
man, I just don't know if the balance would have been able to keep both of them up. But who knows? But yeah, I mean, even though they fell in love with the span of like 2 or 3 days, you know what I'm saying? It still was tragic, man. So what?
So Jack was laying pipe.
Man, he had the charm. Man, he had the charm.
I'm sure.
But man, look, no, that is it is a tragic death, man. From one of the used to be the highest grossing movie for the longest.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, a lot of people fuck with the Titanic. So you know what I'm saying? R.I.P. Jack, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Sit down
He
at the
was
bottom of the ocean.
Jack Dawson.
Jack Dawson, yeah.
Yeah,
But
man.
now I got a different one, man. I got a different one. And like I said, this wasn't really in any order, really. But New Jack City, man. Pookie, man.
Oh man.
Man. They took Pookie
You
out.
did
He
that to
said,
me about Nikki, but Pookie?
man, listen. He said, Scotty, come help me. I'm finna die.
Man.
Listen, man. Yo, man, they took Pookie out, man. He went, he changed his life. Scotty took him into rehab. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't a crack. Man, listen though, man. He changed his life, man. And he had a little relapse. He had a relapse, man. But he was doing good. He was trying to take down Nino Brown, man. You know what I'm saying? Got high and started doing jumping as a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Like,
The fact that Chris Rock's best acting performances as a kid is crazy, bro. That shit is I've never seen him in any better role than Pookie, bro. Like him playing the crackhead is his best role ever. That's wild, bro.
yeah. Yeah, so
That's crazy.
I mean like I said, that wasn't like I didn't have like this in any type of order. Like this was just me just thinking about shit and just writing the shit down. But yeah, man, I that death, man, it you know what I'm saying, it sucked. But I mean, if I would have had this in order, Pookie definitely wouldn't have been like my
No,
number
yeah, I know
one.
that for sure. Yeah, I know that for
But
sure.
you know, it was just the last one that I had on there.
Right.
So but yeah, man, I got Pookie, man. Scotty,
That's
help me! I'm gonna die.
they gave that nigga a fucking camera belt, bro. Oh my goodness, bro! Just that was a wild ass movie, man. That was a wild movie, bro. All right, man. So just to run down the list, I had Mufasa, Radio Raheem, Maximus, Qui-Gon Jinn, Professor Snape, Ellie, Nikki, John Coffey, Ricky, and Jack Dawson.
And look, I know y'all won't mind this, man. You won't mind.
Right.
But so let me tell you the other names that I had. So I just want I'm about to mention these though. You're gonna trip out.
Mhm.
That I scratched off. Chaz from Constantine. Said Shia
Mm,
LaBeouf when he got
yeah.
thrown up
Yep.
and down, up down.
That was ugh.
Yeah.
He
So
was
I got Staff Sergeant, I'm saying Aubrey Stamps from Miracle at St. Anna's. And I'm scratching that off. And the one that I don't know why I thought you was gonna say this one,
Mhm.
but I got Thomas from My Girl. I had that down. Remember My Girl, Macaulay Culkin got stung by the bees. He was allergic to bees.
Mm-mm.
You never seen My Girl?
Bro, the only Macaulay Culkin movie I've ever seen is Home Alone and Richie Rich.
Damn, that's crazy. You never seen My Girl. But okay, but anyway,
I'm not- so.
so the people I had Gus from Fault in the Stars. I had Cleo from Set It Off. Fred Hampton from Judas and the Black Messiah. Tyler Hawkins from Remember Me. Raheem from Juice. Zach from Alpha Dog. Mufasa from The Lion King. Pookie from New Jack City, and Ricky from Boys in the Hood, and Sonny from Paid in Full.
Yep. Oh man. Okay. So coming soon. Ready to get into it?
Well, okay. So this is the thing. So because I jacked up the list, because we still not going to be able to do the Crowded Room. So I'm guessing we're gonna do the next one that we got on there. We just gonna go ahead and do that one.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll do that. Yep.
All right. Let's get
Hit the
into it.
sound.
Coming soon to own on video and DVD.
All right. This time we're giving you the right coming soon. We're gonna make sure we coming back with the actual coming soon this next episode, y'all. So you know what I'm saying. For those who were excited to hear about the Crowded Room, we apologize. We got a little too ahead of ourselves because we really want to talk about this. I think that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we are really eager to talk about this show because this show it really is amazing, bro. This was a great pick from you, by the way. Another one. I got it. You got to add it to the list. You are really on fire with this shit, bro. But we are doing one of the most exciting movies, one of the most wild movies, Project X. When I tell you, when I first seen this, I fell in love with it. I bought it. I bought it on DVD. And I had the digital copy from the DVD, and I watched this like probably once every 2 months, just because it's like that and Superbad. I watch them like once every 2 months because to me I feel like both of those are just that good of a movie.
Yo, Project X changed like Project X was a time where it was like where people changed the way they party, or maybe there were people who partied like that and was like, damn, they finally got this shit on film. But it was just like I remember hearing about Project X because like I didn't see like the trailer for it. I just like started hearing people talking about it. I'm like, what the fuck is Project X?
Yeah.
And then once I seen it, Project X was like a. You remember how the Blair Witch Project was like a.
Yep, that's exactly
Project
how
X. Yes, it had the same effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had the same effect.
I remember everybody, they was talking about it like, bro, y'all hear about that party that they had? And I'm like, what? I'm thinking like this shit. And then like the promotion was like, it was on the news or some shit like that. I'm like, oh, this shit is real. And then when you watch the movie, you realize it ain't. But it's like, oh, this shit is crazy. But the promotion and marketing for this shit was genius, bro. Same, like you said, same thing with Blair Witch, same thing with Paranormal Activity. The fact that they wrote it out the way that they did was good, and I think it helped that movie a lot because initially you really not sure because of the way that it's shot.
Yep.
You're not sure about none of this, and then when you finally see like, oh, okay, yeah, but nah, it's a nice little twist on the classic, you know what I'm saying, boy meets girl, boy falls in love with girl, high school, you know what I'm saying, teenage love story type shit. But the it's also like a buddy comedy, you know what I'm saying, like coming of age story. Like it's a nice twist on a lot of what Hollywood had originally put out as far as movie templates.
And then, because us being us, we got to throw like a wild party story, you know what I'm saying, in that pod. We definitely got to throw one in there. I got one for y'all. It might be a tad bit embarrassing, but you know what I'm saying? I throw it on the pod for content.
Absolutely. We can definitely do that. So next episode, man, like we said, Project X, you guys be ready. If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. If you haven't seen it in a while, watch it again. But if you enjoyed this list, if you didn't enjoy our list, or if speaking of, if you think Peter Parker really had a death in Avengers Infinity War, hit us up, let us know on socials, Instagram and Twitter at ViewerNinePod. You can find us on Facebook at VA Pod Watch Group. You can also hit us up on Twitter with the community where we talk about movies and TV nonstop. And also, if you're following the podcast, listening to this, make sure you do that if you haven't, if you already aren't. And you can also subscribe to us if you already aren't either. It's only $2.99 a month, where you get extra episodes and extra content outside of what we give you already. New episodes will be dropping next week, so that's something that we bring into you guys. So if you aren't already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that. If you like to follow me on Twitter at Scoots Bronson. I have a link tree in my bio. You can find me everywhere else there.
And y'all can find me at S.Foster8 on Instagram and on Twitter at 28 minutes or less pod. That's just on IG. Follow the podcast 28 minutes or less. It's on all major platforms. I prefer you go to Spotify. And last episode is still episode 129, The Lincoln Lawyer, season 2, part 1. I got something in mind that I want to do, so be on the lookout for a new episode coming very soon.
For sure, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Your support is always greatly appreciated. And until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.